Good day everyone, let me formally introduce myself. I am Lawala May Briones from BESED Math 11B. So today, we were going to tackle about the intellectual disability. So for our learning outcomes, we will know the definition of intellectual disability and its impact, then the teaching strategies, the differentiated teaching strategies, and also the assessment strategies. So furthermore, we will know this after we tackle this lesson. So, when we say intellectual disability, we will consider that it connects or it is about our mind, on how we think or what are we thinking. How can we gain knowledge, stock the knowledge into our minds. So now, how can we define intellectual disability? So the term intellectual disability refers to a group of conditions caused by various genetic disorders and infections. So it is usually identified during childhood and has an ongoing impact on an individual's development. It can also be defined as a significantly reduced ability to understand new or complex information, learn new skills, and cope independently, including social functioning. As with all disability groups, there are many types of intellectual disability with varying degrees of severity. These include considerable differences in the nature and content of the intellectual impairments and functional limitations, the causes of the disability, the personal background, and social environment of the individual. Now, let's go on to the impact of intellectual disability. There are many impacts of intellectual disability, and now I am just discussing the general or some of the impact of having an intellectual disability. So, one of these is the difficulty understanding new information, then difficulties with communication and social skills, slow cognitive processing time, difficulty in the sequential processing of information, and the difficulties comprehending abstract concepts. So these are the impacts of intellectual disability. The difficulty in understanding and gaining new knowledge. Some people that has genetic disorder impact severely on their intellectual, social, and functional abilities. OSTE discussions during 2014 highlighted that students with intellectual disability can experience at university level. Students may cope well with the hands-on components of post-secondary study, but find it difficult to understand complex information. So, students with intellectual disability can still go to college, yes, other colleges. Still, they have a difficulty in understanding new information since it is more knowledgeable than they thought. So, students with intellectual disability is just like us. They wanted to know more, to explore new knowledge. So we are there to guide them and to teach them how can they reach to what they want. So how can we teach students with intellectual disability? So now there are many strategies on how can we teach, or teaching strategies to guide the students with intellectual disability. So the following are the teaching strategies for students with intellectual disabilities. The following are the teaching strategies for students with intellectual disabilities. So first, provide an outline of what will be taught, like highlighting the key concept for the better understanding. Then, provide reading list so that reading can be started early. Or then, consider tailoring reading list and provide guidance to key texts. The next one, students may benefit from using assistive technology. Use as many verbal descriptions as possible. Use clear, succinct, straightforward language, and reinforce learning by using real-life examples and environments so that they can explore many knowledge. Then present information in a range of formats like handouts, worksheets, overheads, videos to meet a diversity of learning so that they can easily understand what are you giving. Other meaning following, these are the other teaching strategies. Teaching students with intellectual disability, one-on-one teaching is a one way to easily teach the student with this disability so that they can easily understand and focus. You can focus on teaching them. Now, let's go on to the assessment strategies. So if we're teaching them, so That means they gain knowledge and we're there to assess them. And now, how can we assess students or how can we test students with intellectual disability? So, there are many kinds or types of assessment strategies. The following are the assessment strategies. First, allow extensions to assignment deadlines so that they will not be stressed. Next, use technology to record students' work like digital photography, tape, and videos. Then, students may take longer to organize thoughts and sequence material. Encourage students to submit an early draft of assignments to allow the opportunity for feedback to the students as a formative process. Next, students with an intellectual disabilities will need extra time in an examination for reading and analyzing questions. Then, keep short your written examination instructions and sentences. Then, students may benefit from an exam timetable. And then last, many students of intellectual disability are chronic misspellers and use dictionaries in such a difficult spelling. Assessing students with intellectual disability is important to not give them pressure so that they will not be stressed. So, persons with disabilities or students with intellectual disability is still great and blessed because of living in this world. Now, we are there to guide them, to teach them, and to respect on what they are and even on how they exist. So, even they has that disability, having an intellectual disability or any kinds of disability, we are capable or we need to respect them because that is what they are, and let us just help them to achieve the goal or the dream that they want. According to Joseph Joubert, a part of kindness consists in loving people more than they deserve. So they deserve to be loved because they are blessed. They are who they are, and let's spread love and spread the kindness. Thank you so much.